Hi, this is Eve, and we're on tip number 5 of Do the Right Thing Tips series. This particular topic was asked by my student last week. This is my answer to her query. Tip number 5, draft caching output with dashes. Let us first have a review of tip number 4, and that is do not run on. And to fix run-on sentences, there are 4 ways mentioned. Number 1 is to restructure the clauses if needed. 2, a comma is not enough, you need fanboys. 3, punctuate properly. And then 4th, consciously connect with conjunctions and conjunctive adverbs. So if you want more details about that, please watch the right thing tip number 4. And I will put the link of that video in the description box. Moving on to tip number 5, let's take a look first at the differences of these 3 punctuation marks. The shortest is the hyphen, followed by the end dash, which is a little longer than a hyphen, but shorter than an end dash. And of course, the longest is the em dash. For you to remember which one between an end dash and an em dash is longer, and which is one is shorter, take a look carefully. An end dash is called an end dash because it is about the size of the letter N. And an em dash is called an em dash because it takes almost the same space as that of letter M. So I think that by the time you need to study this lesson, you're no longer confused between N and M. Which one is longer and which one is shorter. Hopefully. We can type a hyphen using the keys at the right of 0. It is the one below the underscore. Let us now proceed to discuss when to use a hyphen. Basically, what we need to remember is that a hyphen is used to join words that will function as one. It doesn't matter whether these are 2 words or more, as long as they will work as one to modify or to describe another word. They function as one, then we need to use hyphen. For example, in describing a turtle that eats seaweed, we can say seaweed eating turtle. There should be a hyphen because if we do not put a hyphen, that will mean the next picture. And it's the opposite of picture number 1. In the first picture, it's the turtle that eats seaweed, but on the next picture, the one without the hyphen, it's the seaweed that eats the turtle. So be careful. Which one do you mean? If you mean the first one, then use a hyphen, but if you mean the second one, then do not put a hyphen. Another example is when your teacher or your boss asks you to write a 2-page report. If it is hyphenated, that would mean the first picture. But if there is no hyphen, then you are excused to submit the second one. No, don't quote me for that, please. You need to clarify to your teacher or your superior what does he or she mean with the instruction. When to use a hyphen, number 1, to join multiple word adjectives. What are these multiple word adjectives? These are words that work as one to describe a person, place, things, or other nouns. Examples are follow up, which describes interview, up to date, describing report, 5-year-old, describing the boy, and then not so easy to read, describing the handout. In the last example, we need to put several hyphens to indicate that the 5 words, not so easy to read, describe the handout. Another important thing to remember when using a hyphen is to use it only if the adjective is before the noun, just like in I dined in a dog-friendly restaurant. Dog-friendly is before the word restaurant, before the noun, so it needs a hyphen. In this example, I dined in a restaurant that is dog friendly. We no longer need the hyphen because the words dog friendly are found after the noun restaurant. Another thing is that do not use hyphen if the two-word adjective starts with an adverb that ends with ly, as in tightly. So it is wrong to say I cannot move the tightly closed lid because tightly is an adverb that ends with ly. What you need to write is that I cannot move the tightly closed lid without the hyphen because it is clear that tightly is modifying closed. Again, this is for adverbs only. Not all words that end with ly follow this rule. For example, family, as in family-oriented show, should have a hyphen. So be careful with that. That is why you will find the bookstore fully booked without a hyphen. Second use of hyphen is to show compound words, as in mother-in-law, editor-in-chief, and other compound words. Third is to spell out numbers from 21 to 99, as in 21, 36, and then so on and so forth. There should be a hyphen. And hyphens there be no space when we use hyphen. Fourth is when we write a compound adjective that starts with a number, as in 3-year program, 5 minutes speech, 2-story building. Note that we do not say 3 years program, 5 minutes speech, and 2 stories building. No. Same rule apply here. Use only the hyphen if the adjective is before the noun it describes. She is proud of her 10-year-old, describing the relationship, and then the relation compared to the relationship has reached 10 years today. Fifth is another example. If we are writing a compound adjective with a fraction, just like 1/3 and half-baked, we need to use a hyphen. The last is when we use prefixes with ex, self, and all, like ex-girlfriend, self-serving, and all-powerful. But please take note that most words that use prefixes do not need a hyphen, except for instances like this one. For number 1, I like antivirus, but when we use the word anti-intellectual, we need to put a hyphen because the spelling will be awkward if there's no hyphen. Same with comorbidity, you don't need a hyphen, but co-occur, the spelling will be awkward. It will be double O, so we need to put a hyphen. With number 3, as in repair, we need to be careful because if the meaning will be different if we put a hyphen or if we do not put a hyphen. For repair with a hyphen, it means to pair again. But if there's no hyphen, as in the second one, it means to fix. Although repair is a base word, it does not use a prefix. So that is precisely the reason why you need to put a hyphen, to differentiate between the first one, repair, meaning to pair again, and the next one, which means to fix. Fourth is that if the word after the prefix is capitalized or a proper noun, then we need to put a hyphen. So take note of those. Next punctuation that we will look into is the en dash. And this one is a bit complicated because there is no en dash on the keyboard. So how to type an en dash? First, you go to the taskbar and type the words character map. And then on the bottom part of the character map window, type en dash. Then choose search. And an en dash will appear, and just click copy and then paste wherever you want to use the en dash. Or there's an easier way, that is just to hold the key Alt plus 0150. But this one works only if you're using PC. It will not work on your laptops. So Alt 0150. Okay, when to use an en dash? One is to show a range of number or a span of time. This one is take note before with the hyphen. A hyphen is used to join words that work as one. Here, an en dash is just to show a range of number or a span of time. It is usually read as to or through. Let's say in letter A, the homework is found on pages 12 to 15. She prefers to work on her task every 2 to 5 a.m. So you're giving a range or a span of time. But take note that if you put words from or between, you need to drop the en dash and use the word to, as in TO, to show the range. Okay, it is wrong to write the homework is from pages 12 to 15. Instead, you need to write the homework is from pages 12 and then the word to 15. One is another example. The garbage truck usually collects between 6 and then en dash 7 a.m. That's wrong. The garbage truck usually collects between 6 and 7 a.m. So take note. Second use is to tell scores of games or contests. So usually with numbers, en dash is used usually for that. As in, you write the score or the votes. An en dash is used. Lastly, it is also used to indicate conflict or direction, as in the pro-life en dash pro-abortion debate has come a long way. In this example, pro-life is joined by a hyphen because it's a two-word adjective. We've studied that previously. And then same case as in pro-abortion. There's a hyphen in between. But to indicate that there is a conflict between pro-life and pro-abortion, between these two sides, you need an en dash. In the second example, the East-West tour will take a lifetime to finish. In this sentence, to show that the tour is from east going to the west, you need to use an en dash. Oh, we're on the third and the last. The last punctuation that we will look at for this session is the em dash. To copy and paste em dash, again, you'd have to go to the taskbar and type character map and then type em dash on the search bar. And then an em dash will appear, and then you just have to copy and paste it. Or if you're using PC, good for you because you just have to hold Alt and then 0151 on your keyboard. And again, this works only if you're using PC. Okay, moving on. The first use of em dash is to replace parenthesis, comma, or colon. For example, these are my favorite topics, then colon, beauty, and fashion. If you don't want to use that, you may use em dash. Remember that the use of em dash is for is to give emphasis, and it gives your text a less formal tone. So if this is something that you would like, use an M dash. But if you're drafting, but what if you're drafting a text that needs a formal tone, then drop the M dash and use colon or comma instead. Look at this example. Her dad, the man in green shirt, is a businessman. Instead of the comma, you can use M dash. Second use of M dash is when you want to omit a word. Just like in the example. If you want to keep a name anonymous, use 2 to 3 M dashes. Okay, whether you want to use 2 or 3 M dashes, it's up to you, as long as you're consistent all throughout the text. Third one is when showing interruptions in a dialogue. You usually see this in a narrative form, just like this one, to show interruptions in a dialogue. So there you have it, the hyphen, the N dash, and the M dash. Hope that enlightened you on the differences and uses of these punctuation marks. Take note that different style books differ in their rules regarding hyphens, N dash, and M dash. So it's better to ask your teacher what to follow and be consistent about it. You can comment whatever topic you want to be covered in the next writing tips. Have a great time writing. Bye-bye.